swear Leo just sees stuff on Instagram and then buys it.
It was at Target, and I had seen it on Instagram, but I didn't buy it on Instagram, but I guess it worked. I guess the advertisement worked.
There's a police helicopter I can hear out the window, but here's Leo's rule. If Leo was at a Target and he got something that can fit in his pocket, he didn't pay for it.
Dr. Sasquatch, yeah, they should kind of, their packaging, it's really easy to steal. It's just a
Did you get in a hit and run, and did you steal Dr. Sasquatch?
I plead the fifth on the hit and run. Dr. Sasquatch, I bought 3 of them. They were only $7 a piece. It wasn't that bad.
Surprised.
You're right. But that day I might have taken something from the old Starbucks. I mean, sorry, from the old. I steal from Starbucks too because they have a rule. They don't say anything. That's, if you guys want to go ahead and take a little something from Starbucks, just pretend that you didn't realize it was in your pocket or something. They have a rule. They just mark it on the register. I know that because I know employees there. That's how you get on the inside, Danny, and then you can do things like that.
The broken window idea in like economics and administration of cities, where that if there's a broken window on a street and you don't fix the broken window, that within the next couple of weeks, a bunch of windows will be broken. That so applies to Los Angeles. And it really does make you realize how morals and discipline and law enforcement are important. Because that broken window theory, whereas, it starts getting out on the news that you can walk into a Target, load up a hefty bag, walk out the door, no problemo. That leads to people like you being like, you know what? That caramel frappuccino there on the counter, unguarded, unclaimed, looks pretty tasty.
I give them about 5 minutes. If nobody claims a drink in 5 minutes, it's mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then also tents. Dude, the spread of tents in LA, first of all, there's been an independent audit of California's solving of the homelessness crisis. Like multiple people, Democrats and Republicans in Congress or the Senate or whatever, they audited our homelessness spending, which is just billions and billions and billions of dollars. And they concluded that it was not transparent enough and it was ineffective. These billions of dollars that are coming out of our tax pockets. And also, homelessness has gone up 8% in the last year. So it's just completely ineffective. And then also broken windows. We don't clear the camp there. We don't clear the camp there. My spot where I hike now, I go to Baldwin Hills sometimes to hike. The tents have extended to the car parking lot there. So now I'm afraid I'm going to get it's a piece of shit Sable with nothing in it but glass bottles, apparently, according to Saltine. But still, I'm afraid they're going to fuck with my car.
No, yeah, they will probably fuck with your car. I don't know, man. It seems like nothing's been really done about the homelessness out here. I mean, we really go around talking to a lot of these bastards. So Skid Row's been it seems even worse. I don't know.
It is getting worse. I mean, it's 100% gotten worse.
Well, hopefully
They're,
Karen
like,
Bass pocketed.
Now they do that thing where they have the RVs parked on the side of the street because they can't legally get them towed away.
There's another broken window. First it's one RV, then 2, and now any street that isn't in Beverly Hills is going to have some RVs down at the corner.
Well, what would you honestly do about the homelessness problem in Los Angeles? What would you do?
Austin, can you pull up the homelessness numbers in LA by year? What would I do about it?
What would you do about it? If you were Karen Bass right now, what would you do?
Oh, if I was a strong black woman?
If you were a strong black woman that is hiding the fact that she might be a lesbian, this is all speculation and I'm joking around on a
conjecture.
podcast. But let's say, yeah, and also, you go around your day, people, respect you some places, some people talk shit. You get the hate because Karen Bass or whatever. But but now you're tasked with solving this problem. What do you do about it?
Well, first of all, I was going to answer this question with a racial stereotype, but I'm going to actually answer the question.
Oh, well, first the racial stereotype.
It wasn't
for the boys.
It wasn't going to be funny. It was going to have something to do with KFC or something.
Okay.
But so once people are homeless, and I've realized this through interacting with people recently, I'm not going to say any names, but there are a lot of people in our orbit who we've tried to help change, and it is like trying to chisel away at a boulder with a teaspoon.
Yeah, they could just walk to any corner and get liquor, weed, and then also all kinds of drugs. So the problem is, yeah, that they could just walk 500 feet away from us and buy stuff.
But I mean, how many people, Leo, in our orbit have we tried to get through to? Like somebody like RDR, you know, like where we've told him many times, like, dude, you just got to be chill, not do hard drugs, and you can come back on the channel. You know, just no incidents, no out of controlness, and still haven't given up all hope, but. You cannot get through to somebody who doesn't want to be helped. And out on Skid Row, where people are, and this is a compliment to RDR, much further down the road of addiction and psychosis and homelessness than he is, at that point, you are honestly probably decades too late to solve the problem. Austin, do you mind closing this window, dude? It's really distracting, these helicopters out here. The audience probably can't hear him because of the... I don't know, the quality of this microphone.
All right, so you're going in the direction of putting them in some kind of enclosed space that, you know.
That's exactly where I'm going with this.
Okay.
Leo, you know what Zyklon B is?
It was some kind of gas, no?
Yeah, I think it's a crystal, some sort of crystal or like some chemical element that starts as a solid and can be turned into a gaseous thing. No, I don't want to gas the homeless, Leo. I want to. What I'm saying is, I think that once the home is broken and the parents are divorced and the dad's drinking, and then the stepdad comes in when the kid's at the mom's house and he face fucks the young boy. I think now that Karen Bass spending money on homelessness is going to have zero effect.
I agree. I say we send them all to those dead cities in like Detroit that are just like empty. And you can, there was a point where I was in college and they were saying that you could buy a house in Detroit for $200. Those neighborhoods. I think they should repopulate them with these guys. Give them a mailbox. You know what I mean? Good.
Yeah, I was going to say that we need to re-emphasize the importance of family and education and sobriety. And
so you want to start at the beginning. You want to start at like the beginning. I guess the front or whatever. Yeah.
But now let's talk. I like your idea. So homeless people just want to basically do drugs. That's all they really care about. The winos might want a blowjob every now and then, but the junkies just want to shoot up.
Yeah.
Where can we? I do like the idea of sending them to Detroit. Now, how do we get Detroit to sign on?
It's a problem. We got to give them crazy incentives. I say
their car industry suffering.
Right.
We say we force forced labor of the hobos in the Ford plant.
We can we screen them, all the meth heads. They're probably going to be at least up most of the day. Maybe these guys could work 20 hours doing a little stuff with their hands. You know what I mean? So we send them. I guess we have to first put the bums in categories. I say the meth heads are probably the best workers. The Fent guy, what do the Fent people do? Security work? I mean, the guys on Fent, Danny, they kind of creep over. They're more like they're zonked out all day. What are we gonna do with those guys? Because the meth heads we can do something. I think our guests are here, Austin. If you want to go get them,
fentanyl addicts, crash test dummies.
There we go. I like that.
Also, we should probably. I want to, because you recently turned an unwitting civilian, pedestrian actually, into a crash test dummy.
No.
Yeah, I think you might have.
No, that is actually not true.
And so, maybe we see how the front end.
You weren't there. You were somewhere else.
Sure.
You didn't witness it.
There are no cameras. It's a Dodge, right, that you drive?
Maybe.
I wonder how the front end held up. And maybe probably not so good because it's taken almost 6 months, it feels like, to get your vehicle back.
3 months.
So if we had a fentanyl addict to test that on in the factory in Detroit, maybe you wouldn't be out, you wouldn't be using your sugar mama's Uber for this long.
Okay, you're right. What do we do with the guys that are psychonauts? They just kind of like doing acid all day and hanging out.
The RDRs?
Creative team, are they designing cars?
The RDR type guys?
The RDR, RDR is, he's leaning towards the Fent right now, I believe.
I think RDR, oh man, is he leaning toward Fent?
I think so.
When
you're taking random Xanax from the street and intaking it, there's no way that's prescribed Xanax to someone. That's just
true.
Pressed with fentanyl, and he's definitely addicted to fentanyl.
Oh, yeah. The incentives to put fentanyl in it for the dealers and the middlemen, it's too high. Yeah, I say they just they test out their autonomous program, their self-driving cars, and they just have rat dick like live streaming from inside the car.
There we go.
With a bottle of alcohol. That's the perfect time to live stream.